Yo, what's going on, y'all? This your man Marcus A. Brown. Real quick, this is gonna be a very basic video. I don't give a fuck who you talking to, male or female. This man up shit, understand what that is. When somebody telling you to man up, it's a shaming tactic. It's an open sesame, okay? It's an abracadabra. It's somebody trying to get a specific reaction out of you, and they're prompting you to do so by questioning your masculinity. Really try to identify that. Because as a man, everybody's going to try that with you at least once. Everybody's going to do that. Men do it to you. Women do it to you. But if you know what it is and you can recognize that this is a shaming tactic, then that's up to you if you want to give them the response that they're looking for or not. I give you a perfect example. If a motherfucker trying to argue with you or have a conversation that you're not trying to have, and you withdraw and they say, just be a man, man up. What do? Your natural instinct is to just jump right back into that shit because you want to defend your masculinity. You want to defend your honor, so to speak. What I'm telling you is slow down just enough to recognize. Don't make it about you. Look at them. Look at the motherfucker that's challenging you. And examine them and look at what they trying to do. Once you realize what a shaming tactic is, it's very simple, very basic. Like I said, this is some basic shit. How the fuck do y'all not get this? I've said this to countless guys, and you know what? I understand how overwhelming it can be. I understand how it can pull at your heartstrings. On both sides, because look at it this way. If you got a female challenging your masculinity, be a man. Man up. Real men do this. Real men do that. You want to shut the bitch up and say, man, look, I am a man. I know how you feel. I know what you're thinking. Or you want to put her in her place as a woman. And that, honestly, that ain't your position. That ain't your business to try to put this bitch in place. Because honestly, these bitches is just off the hook. G, ain't no controlling these hoes. Ain't no controlling no woman, especially when they got backup in numbers. Not only do they got the sisterhood of other women, other strangers, on group preference, but they got white knights, okay? They got Captain Saber hoes, and they got simps on deck. Simps on deck, G. Alright, I'm trying to tell you. So I know how you feel in that regard. Now let's look at men. When men shame other men, you want to knock that motherfucker out. But guess what? We live in a politically correct society where you got to really walk a fine line, and you got to have the politically correct justification to beat a motherfucker ass, G, because that's how men handle shit. I'm sorry. Motherfuckers don't want, oh, real men, civilized men, let's have a discussion. No, really, it's like going back to survival. Either you get the fuck out my way, either we can agree to stay out each other's way, or we gonna collide. Either we gonna get an understanding or it's gonna be a misunderstanding. And that's how shit go. Now, under this artificial environment, that would get your ass locked up. The real alpha men getting their ass killed or in jail. Look around. Right now, we not living at a time where it's survival of the fittest. The fittest is getting tamed. The fittest is being domesticated and emasculated. Right now, we living in a time where it's, can you adapt to this artificial environment? That requires you to think. That requires you to, in some cases, be deceptive. This is a fake world, G, so you gotta be fake to thrive in this shit. Look at who's winning. Look at who's winning, look at who's losing. And you gotta find a balance. You gotta find that sweet spot for yourself. Being real will get you killed. I'm gonna tell y'all one more time, man. Recognize what a shaming tactic is. That's such a simple principle. Once you get that shit, all this stuff gonna roll off your back. Nobody's gonna bother you. The only thing that'll bother you is seeing other men bite the hook on such simple bullshit. That's the only thing that I could honestly say fucks with me. People talk shit and people do the shaming tactic, shaming language. I know what it is when I see it. It's like watching a baby cry. I don't get mad at a baby crying. That's what babies do. They cry and the shit works. But guess what? If it ain't my baby, the motherfucker gonna keep on crying. I ain't gotta do shit but mind my motherfucking business. and bringing it back to adults, why the fuck can't, I'm talking to the men, G. Why do y'all not know what a shaming tactic is? Why do y'all not acknowledge it for what it is and discard that shit? You're like, yeah, okay. You ain't shit. Oh, okay. You ain't no real man. A real man do that. Oh, okay. You don't even care. Oh, okay. I don't care. What the fuck can they do? And I'm talking about men and women. What can they do to you, G? Ask yourself, what can a motherfucker do to you other than shame you? In the most extreme cases, where you got these social justice warriors try to fuck with your livelihood, that's the most they can do. And depending on your standards of living, depending on how comfortable you are, how stoic you are, that ain't even shit. A motherfucker could take everything from you, and if everything ain't really all that, then what are they doing? What are they really doing? What are they taking from you? Nothing. But that, like I said, that's in the most extreme cases. On the most basic level, in most cases, most interactions that you deal with where shaming language is involved, that's all they have. That's all the fuck they have, G, is shaming and guilt tripping and mockery. And the reason that that's all they have is because that's what works on them. So they assume it works on you. Don't give them that luxury. Let them do it. Let them do it, G. And see let that shit keep going on and see who's really stressed out at the end of the day. It ain't gonna be you. It's gonna be them. Why? Because if they can't get through to you, if they can't have the desired effect, if they can't get a reaction out of you, or at least not the reaction that they want, then they lost. You won. You won, motherfucker. Stop giving this shit to them, man. Stop giving this shit to these simps. Stop giving this shit to these bitches. Stop giving your agency to people who don't deserve it. Even this video here has its own degree of shaming. Why? Because it works. Like I said, it works. But what I'm doing is letting you know what it is. I'm letting you know the magic trick. I'm letting you know the abracadabra involved in this shit. Because once you see it for what it is what it is. And that's all the fuck it is. Stop falling for this shit, y'all. That's what really restores your masculinity. That's what's really gonna make you a man, honestly. Because when you're not following nobody else's directives and you walking your own path and you making your own decisions, how much more of a man is that? It don't matter if other people don't agree with it. Fuck them. Every man lives his own life. The good guy is the good guy because he want to be the good guy. The bad guy is the bad guy because he want to be the bad guy. Everybody else in between is just following fucking orders. They just don't want to be shamed. They don't want mommy to slap their wrist. They don't want motherfuckers to say, I'm upset with you. I'm disappointed with you. Have you ever noticed that anytime, just pay attention next time, anytime a motherfucker throws some type of shade or some type of shaming language your way, it's because they expect something from you or of you. It's a social expectation. Ain't nobody gonna tell you, oh, man up and enjoy yourself. Oh, man up and do what you want to do. Oh, man up and think what you want to think. Ain't nobody gonna tell you that shit. They gonna say man up because you ain't doing what they want you to do. So is that what being a man is? Being what everybody else wants you to be? Thinking how everybody else wants you to think? Reacting to everything that other motherfuckers want you to react to? Think about it. Have you ever noticed that everybody's having these discussions about men and how we need men in the community and men in the country and all that shit? And every time men get together, it has to be supervised. Either by some bitches that's telling us what to talk about, what we can't talk about, or what we wrong about. Or by some other simp, white knight, Captain Save-A-Ho, gynocentric ass entity. That's the only time you could be a man is when it's under supervision. You think I'm lying? Let's find out if somebody got a problem with this conversation. Because this is a conversation in the comment section. This is a man's discussion. I'm just starting the shit. I'm just getting the ball rolling. Y'all finna talk about it. And we gonna see how long it take for other motherfuckers to intervene and intercept and say, hey, man, y'all stop talking about that shit. You know what? You wrong. Not all women. Not all men. Hey, stop. Hey, what you talking about? Only time you hear man up or we need men this, we need men that is when there's an action required. So recognize that shit. Have agency over what you want to react to and what you don't want to react to. I'm talking to my friends. Because these are people that I got to watch go through the stupid shit. I'm just like, fam, really? Really? You gonna bite the hook on this goof ass shit? Stop falling for that shit, G. It's a reason why people don't go there with me no more. It's a reason why people don't pull that shit with me no more. Look at it. I'm not talking about social media, G. I'm talking about real life. Look at it. Look at when you see me in places and motherfuckers just look the other way. They look at me and they're like, ah, here come this nigga. Or, you know, either that or they're just smiling, hey, how you doing? You know, and just don't go there. And that's mutual. I ain't going there with them either. And that goes for anybody. I don't go there with people. Only way you'll see me even go back and forth in the discussion with people is if it's in my domain. I'm not going to step into nobody else's crowd. I'm not going to step into nobody else's circle trying to challenge their shit. Only if they come into my realm and only if it's entertainment for me. If I don't find it as entertainment for me, then shit, fuck them. Let them talk to themselves. Let them talk to a wall. And I'm going to give you one more key, G, and just be stoic enough to understand this. Some circles going to know what you're doing, some circles not. It don't matter what other people perceive as a win or a loss. It matters to you because you're the one that got to live with you. You're the one that got to sleep at night. You're the one that got to wake up in the morning. You're the one that has to deal with your own mental stress or lack thereof. So it don't matter what these other motherfuckers think. It don't matter what they talking about. Stop falling for these fucking shaming tactics.